Open them up.
Get it open.
Okay. What's up, guys? Jeff here tonight. Jeff's Custom RC. Got a buddy of mine here hanging out with me tonight, guys. Actually, this is my buddy Bill. We fly together.
Hey, guys.
And there's still guys will start coming in any second now, so you'll start seeing them pop in the chat here. Yeah, they're getting they'll get notifications, and they'll start coming in.
This
so
isn't on yet.
Yours isn't coming on for some reason.
Yeah, not coming on.
Well, you can't see the live chat, so here we go. So you see people. What's up, Jeff? How you doing, man? Wild Bill, how you doing? Glad to have you guys here tonight. You saw the pinned comment that I put in. And tonight, this is my friend Bill. Bill flies planes with me out at our club. He also is big into rockets. And, you know, since we don't have a whole lot going on in the plane world other than people waiting on planes right now, I figured we'd do a little something different tonight and give you guys something to look at, talk about, and possibly see if we could maybe spark some interest in some of you guys with some of these cool rockets. I just got through painting a really nice rocket, which is the one right here, which we'll show you shortly. And Bill brought that one over about a week ago, started painting it. We got it all painted after he got it built. And it's really an awesome rocket. So, but basically, Bill, say hello to all the guys coming in.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
And like I said, Bill is the rocket man.
Where's Elton John playing in the background?
Yeah, exactly right. We need some Elton John. But no, seriously, I've been watching Bill fly these rockets at our club several times, and it's really interesting to me to see the different sizes of the rockets that he brought over here tonight. You see some behind me. Let's see, get my
out of the way. Yeah, I'm
over here. Yeah, it's like left, right, left, right.
Yeah.
They're actually right here. Okay, got some here. We've got some on this table right here. And they come in all different shapes and sizes, guys. So they're really cool. Let me see if I can catch up with the chat just in case anybody's got anything.
There's already a problem child on there, I see.
Let's see what we got going on. What's up, Robin?
I knew that was going to happen.
How are you? Let's see. So let's do a little roll call. We got Gus in here. Wild Bill, of course, the lovely Tara. We got lovely Robin in here. Bill's significant other, or his wife, as we call her. We have got Craig Bevan in here. David Snyder, Marshall Davis. Let's see, Jeff in Lower Alabama. Wow, guys, I appreciate all you coming in here tonight, man. Like I said, just got some really cool stuff going on. But so I'm going to let Bill take it away and kind of give you guys basically what we have as far as what you can start out with in this hobby, as far as, because I don't know if you guys saw it on Facebook today, but what kind of piqued more of my interest in this was Dave Kowalski. I know a lot of you guys follow him. A lot of you guys see him on Facebook quite often. But Dave actually put up a picture today on Facebook, and it was a vintage picture of a little kid sitting there with a small rocket. And the caption said, how many of you guys started like this in the RC world as to where we are today? And that's really what I thought. Oh, this would be great because Bill's so into this. So yeah, so you can start out as small in this as you kind of want to.
Here, let's pull this one up.
Yeah.
All right, so
this is, as you guys can see, this is probably what, 18 inches maybe. And this is a inexpensive kit. What's the price on something like this?
I think if you get that, came with a kit, which was a starter kit.
Yeah.
Probably $35, which includes some rocket motors, launch pad, pretty much everything you need to go ahead and get started. That's also, going back to the model RC, the airplane stuff, an ARF. So, I mean, it's very little that's needed to put this thing together. You just throw an engine in the back, put the chute wadding in there, and you're good to go.
All right, now when you say an engine, I mean, you know.
What it is. Okay, the different size engines we're looking at, this is a C and a D. We'll pass it on to Jeff here.
Yeah.
All right, that's a C size engine.
You guys can see that.
And
almost looks like a little M80.
Yeah, and that's a D.
All right, so you see that the radius, if I can get these up, the radius is different size. This is a bigger one than this one right here. This is a C.
That's a D.
And this is a D, which is a D, I've learned, is a 24 millimeter.
Yeah, and each one of those goes up. If you go from an A to a B to a C to a D, each one doubles in power.
Okay, so
your D is twice as powerful as your C is.
Okay, and each rocket, guys, calls for a certain size of these. The rocket that we built last weekend and painted, it's an 18 millimeter, but it takes three of these, okay, which is going to be really cool. We got a maiden it, so I can't wait to see that done. And like a rocket like this one is a D size, right?
No, that's a C.
This is a C size, so it takes this. Okay, so tell us basically what you have to do to get this thing to fly.
All right, so what we got to do, we'll take this for example. Now this is a motor retention unit on the back of this.
So that holds this in,
yes,
correct?
So basically you pull this out.
Okay.
Now some of the other ones, if we want to real quick look at the D here. This one's
cool. This one's like a missile, guys.
Yeah, this one uses. This is what the motor is.
Here, let me pull it.
Yeah, pull that in so you can see
it's
that.
It's like a little clip. You guys
clip.
See that?
That's exactly.
It's like a small clip. I can get my hand behind it. Trying to get to the camera. Okay, there you go. You can see that pretty good. All right, it's like a clip.
So this would go in. If we're going to use this one, we'd slide this in, and then there it's locked in.
Okay, see that, guys? Now that's in place. And I'm sure some of you guys fly these. I know you do, but there's guys that maybe in the chat tonight that have not ever done this. And I'm telling you guys, I've seen Bill do this out at our field on numerous occasions, and it's the coolest thing to see these things take off. And then you've got to know the wind, the trajectory, the wind's aloft as to where this part is going to land with the parachute comes out. So it's a really cool thing to see it done. And if you guys haven't gotten into it, this may be something else. If you don't want to spend a ton of money on airplanes, you can get into these rockets fairly reasonable, inexpensive in some of them, and on up to what, $175 for
well,
the
I mean, you go right on.
Oh yeah, well, so yeah, it's like airplanes, guys. You can go up as high as you want to. So, all right. So what did somebody say? Ours were all clips. Okay, yeah. That's what the way this one is too, Jeff. This is clipped in as well.
It's the clip.
Yeah. Craig Beaven said, I had a Saturn V 3-stage model. What a thrill in those days for me. Was 10 years old. Yeah, well, see, man, that's what I'm saying. That's how a lot of people started out. Bill, you started out young with this too, didn't you?
Forehead gray hair?
Yeah. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
So that's a clip. This is a motor retention. So what this is, you can slide that in there like so, and then you lock this back in there.
So that screws back up.
That screws back in there.
Okay.
And so now the motor, and let's take this.
That's locked in place and holding that in.
This one, this is fiberglass.
Okay. All right.
So this whole airframe and everything except for the nose cone here, which is plastic, is fiberglass.
Okay.
This is basically cardboard. So the motor retention unit here is actually metal. And this was an upgrade when I put this in there.
Okay.
So unscrew that, and again the motor slides in, and then you lock this back in again.
And what is the price of these motors as far as size wise?
Depending on where you find them, the C's I've seen anywhere from $8 to $12, depending on again whether you get them at a couple of hobby shops.
Right. Okay.
D's are more, and obviously the higher you go in power, the more expensive they are.
Okay.
So this is the C's, D's are kind of I would say the average. I'm not going to go to, and they're fairly easy to get to. When you start getting into high-powered rockets, then you start looking at having to get certifications.
Okay.
On this.
This rocket here, guys, is kind of neat as kind of like an introductory rocket because it actually has a place where you can put some payload in here if you choose to. Bill has got a small altimeter. Which one is that?
This one is a Jolly Roger. It's a Jolly Logic.
Jolly Logic altimeter that you can put inside this tube, and it'll tell you how high up you went. What else?
Yeah, it'll give you G's as well. I mean,
G-force, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know. What about like you said, you have a camera as well?
Yeah,
right?
this one. I mean, this is an Estes camera. That's an Estes rocket. And if you're a kind of a Star Trek geek, this almost looks like a photon torpedo.
Okay, yeah.
Whether they came up with that or not, I don't know. But that gives you can give both stills as well as video. You just put it in your computer. That has not been flown yet, so that's
really cool. You can put a camera in here and see your whole flight and everything.
Yeah,
that's pretty neat.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And again, this camera's attached to the side of the rocket.
Oh, okay. So you actually get to see your launch and everything.
Absolutely. So you got this little retainer here.
Okay.
And then, of course, then this goes into that.
Wow, that's cool.
And
That's
you just
awesome,
download
man.
it from there.
Okay.
So you got your motor, and again, like this one's a C65, I think C65, and there's C63. So the C is the power. The 5 would be basically impulse in newtons, which is 1 pound equals 4.45 newtons.
Right.
And then the 5 or 6 or 3, the number is the delay between the burnout on the motor and the ejection charge.
Okay. All right.
And
okay.
you want to have the ejection, you want to have that fired at apogee, which is the slowest point in the rocket. Because if
Okay.
it's too fast, you can actually rip components off the rocket, especially with called zip ring, which on this airframe, the shock cord will rip down the side of the rocket.
And Gus was asking, is this solid fuel propellant?
Yeah, these are black powder. Is what
Okay.
they are.
Okay. All right.
So this black powder, you've got the propellant, you've got a delay grain, and then you've got the ejection charge in that. That's how
Okay.
that goes on these. Now,
Okay.
and this one here is actually ammonium perchlorate, which is basically what the space shuttle had in there.
Ah, okay.
And this is apparently, we'll fly on one of these one day. That has some really neat smoke
Now,
comes
is
out
that,
of it.
I guess, more expensive than
Yeah,
the cardboard?
of course, yes.
Okay, so yes, I mean, this is like you're flying jets or anything else, guys. This is, you can kind of put into it what you
what
choose.
you want with
You know, but again, it's a really cool hobby. If some of you guys have got kids or grandkids, you can get out there and build a rocket with them and fly it. And like I said, hopefully maybe get them into the hobby that way. Let me see. What's up, Newts? How you doing, man? Let's see. Had one that you put in a raw egg.
The egg, yeah, they've got egg loft rockets.
Yeah.
And you can do that with the kids, and you see if you can't launch it, and whether you come back with scrambled eggs or a complete egg when it lands.
That's
and
right,
They're usually
yeah.
D-size rockets.
That's
Yeah.
what he was talking
They still
about.
make them.
Okay. Yeah, Dennis Farley said he thinks he's still got his launch pad and some other stuff. That's cool, man. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, it's really neat. And like I said, it's probably gotten several guys into the RC hobby. So, so you have to have some type of igniter, right?
Yeah, and you're using these are the real low powered igniters, and
Okay.
so that
You guys see that? Here, I'll hold it
you
up.
see that or not.
You guys see how fine that wire is on that? I'm trying to get it in focus here for you. Put my hand. You guys see that? That's like a fine monofilament type wire. It's really, really fine.
And that goes to the back of the rocket engine.
Okay. All right.
And then you have this is. Let me show you this one here. This is probably if you buy a
Oops, there's the key.
yeah, there's the key. A intro kit. This is probably the launcher you'll get with it,
Okay.
which is about 15 foot of wire.
I'm gonna lay that right there.
Yeah.
So this would be your launch control. Okay.
Again, that lights the igniter, which then fires off.
You have
the
a
propellant.
key. Key goes in this hole.
If you got continuity, there you go. All right, go ahead, and if you push the button, you got to push that down and then push the button.
Okay.
It
Push
should have
this
continuity.
down.
It should show us that we've got. There we go.
Yeah.
So
okay.
and then all right, so we got continuity. Then if we're going to launch it, then you push that button one by your other. You hold that down
Okay.
and then push the other button, and then bang, that would.
There you go. So that would send it off.
Send it off. That's supposed to be for safety. A bunch of us back in the old days before everybody was afraid of their own shadow. You could buy dynamite fuse.
Yeah.
You stick that in the back of the rocket motor, and you stick the launch rod in the dirt someplace, and slide the rocket down
Have
there,
at
and
it,
light
right?
it at it, and then
Yeah.
see how fast you could get away from it.
Yeah. Run from it.
So this now you've got to be you just can't
Yeah.
get yourself.
Whereas
in trouble.
this one that he has over here, now this one's really cool. You want to take that off?
This one's more robust, and you can actually go with dual engines.
Oh,
if
so
you
you
got
can set-
clusters on that, yeah.
Okay.
So you can,
All right. This one looks really cool, guys. This is like the one you I think you'd have to have. You know what I
well,
mean?
down the road you might want to.
You know, to today's standards, anyway. This
And that's
one here-
also key, and you have to depress both buttons to launch the rocket to get the power to the igniter.
Damn, you got how much wires on this thing?
30 feet, I think.
Man, so in other words,
Yeah.
you're 30 feet away from the rocket with this launch pad as well.
For the higher powered ones, it's 20. It's 15 with the. There you go. Of course, it's going to go all the way down.
All the way down.
There we
All
go.
right. Okay.
So the same kind of thing there. The key goes in, and then you would go fishing.
Really? Well, this is kind of cool looking here, guys, because it's like the real key here. You know, it's like this is like the NASA key. You know.
Let's see if we got continuity on one of them. Yeah,
oh
we
yeah,
do. Yeah, there we go.
You see the red light flashing, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then from there, then you would to launch it, you would hit both of those at the same time.
Yeah, just
Power
boom.
comes out.
Yeah.
Boom, off you go. Yeah. So that's but this is a more robust launch
Like I
system.
say, that's your launch key, man. You got to have the key to do it. You know what I mean? So that's really neat. Here, we'll wrap that
Wrap
up,
that
back
one
up,
up,
so we
yeah.
keep everything together
That
here.
one in there. But again, this is probably going to be your standard one if you're buying an initial kit, fairly cheap. It's I think it's double A's in this one. That's got C cells in there.
Okay, which I'm sure they last a pretty long time. The batteries, you know,
Yeah,
in these things.
depends how much you're launching, how much you're.
Well, yeah, but it can't take so much
right.
battery power
Right.
to do it. I wouldn't think. So that's pretty cool.
We can actually do one of the igniters.
Yeah, so I'm gonna set this
Wants to
back
go
over
there.
here.
Alright, so let's put one of these here. Like so.
This is only a test.
Yeah, we're not gonna put it in the motor. We could, I guess, if you wanted to.
No, not unless you're gonna hold it.
You got incoming.
Exactly.
This thing has been done for so long. These clips are pretty much maxed out. So I'm sure we're gonna get the continuity on that. Just gonna hold it like that. Keep it away from the.
He wants me to hold it. I
Yeah,
like
of course.
that. Yeah.
Keep it away from the rockets too. Let's see if we got continuity.
Keep away from
Yeah.
the airplane over here.
Yeah.
Put my hand over
All
here.
right, so. Boom.
Okay, you see it
See it?
smoking, guys? Lighting up on the end? That's your igniter.
That's the igniter. That lights the
That's
black
what
powder.
gets her going, in case you guys can't see that red glow right there. She's glowing,
Yeah,
right? So, yeah.
done.
So now, are those reusable, or are they
Yep.
one and done?
These are one and done.
Okay.
Same with the motors. These motors are one and done.
Okay. All right.
Higher you go up, you can get the reloadables,
Right.
which again, obviously is more money.
Okay. All right. Well, and I'll tell you guys, let me see. I just want to make sure I don't miss any questions. What's up, Gooniac? What's up, Jackson RC Aviation? How are you guys doing tonight? Keith Christie, EQ, what's up, buddy? Hope you guys are doing well. Mr. Fiery Booty in here. Let's see, Mickey, BRC. What's up, Mr. Mickey from Australia? How are you doing, man? Great job on the free wing. We won't call it a Gulfstream. It looked really nice, man. Everything you've done so far, your maiden. He has the new PJ50, you know,
Gotcha.
from Motion.
Yeah.
And everything looks great, man. I love the fact that you changed the Kelvin on the landing light. I don't know why Motion doesn't go ahead and do that. It looks so much better with it. He also did alternating lights on that jet on each side that looked really. Bill flies jets like that, Mickey. He flies the real ones.
Not
okay?
that big. Not that big. No.
Well, hey, it still ain't bad, okay? He's selling himself short, man. But yeah, he flies real jets, and we were talking about the lights and stuff. But yeah, you've done a great job on that, man. It looks really nice. And so you're stripping her down, getting ready to do a repaint. Damn you, man! I wanted to do one, but I'm going to do one. You know, it's coming. So basically, now if you guys can see this right here, this is a PVC stand that Bill built a while back. And this is all PVC, so anybody could make this. You can find all these parts at your local home store and things like that. Let me pan down on it just a hair for you guys so you can see that a little bit better if I can get this camera. There you go. All right, so basically, again, PVC, 45s, T's, some elbows, things like that, and a flat plate, which looks to me to be a piece of ceramic tile.
This is tile. You gotta have a blast deflector.
Okay.
On it because you do produce a lot. I mean, it gets hot.
Okay.
So online they used like a used pot
Okay.
top or something or other. I have plenty of tiles around, so what I did, I used that, and it's
Okay.
pretty.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Well, I
hard to
mean,
screw up.
it looks pretty
So-
cool, and it gives more of the realistic scale feel, guys, too. When you've got your launch pad, you're 30 feet away with your launch key and everything else. And this is a cool rocket here he's got sitting up here on this stand. I don't know if you guys can see. It's a big one. This one's about 3 feet long. We'll take it off stand in a second and let you guys check it out. But I mean, you're probably talking what, 20, 25 bucks to build a stand like that.
I don't even know if it did that. Whatever the piece. I mean,
Yeah.
this is no plug to Lowe's, but it came from Lowe's. So
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
This is
yeah.
This is what
And
we
it's
got.
made out of about probably half-inch PVC pipe. So you too can have one of these and do it. Question for Bill: do you build your rockets or are they pre-built?
They're kits. They're kits.
Okay, so they're
I mean,
kits, kind of like an ARF, as he was saying,
Right.
or
Yeah.
like we do with the airplanes, things like that. Now, the one we did last weekend, this one back here, which we'll break out in a second, is fiberglass, and that's moving up. This one
This
here
one's
is
fiberglass
this is
as well,
fiberglass.
too.
Yeah,
The thing with this is not a plug for Estes either, because Estes has been around, I think,
Plug
for
'em.
about
I mean, you
about
know.
60 years. But this is where so many of the rockets come from. There's Quest. There's another called Apogee, which is out of Denver. He does a lot of cool stuff. He has a lot of build videos. But you look at rockets like the one over there,
which one?
the left one.
This one. This one's really cool,
You know,
guys.
I think this is a really cool rocket.
Check this out.
And that's also a depowered rocket. But, you know, if it's supposed to be a spacecraft, then operating in the atmosphere, it's just not really good. There's a lot of drag to it. So, I mean, you're only going to get so high with a rocket like that. So, Estes and these guys have the cool factor with these rockets, but in terms of performance,
cool.
I mean, they're not bad, but you're not going to set any altitude records. The more mundane jobs, like you have this one, or the other one we're looking at, I mean, this is fairly laminar flow. So, I mean, you don't have a lot of drag. The less drag, the greater the problem. The higher, depending on what motor you got, the higher it's going to go.
Well, speaking of altitude, what are you looking at as far as a C to a D and things
It
like
varies
that?
on the weight of the rocket, and again,
Okay.
atmospheric conditions, the weight of the rocket, how many things you got hanging out, like the interceptor. And when you start getting things on the side, again,
Right.
look cool, but again, a lot of drag.
Okay.
These
All
are less drag, so you're probably going to get higher.
Well, one like this one that's
You know,
less drag.
this is a little heavy with the fiberglass. I haven't put an altimeter to it. I don't know, 500 feet maybe.
Okay.
Something like that.
So we're still staying in the flight.
Yeah, we're in the
Hints. Yeah, giggle,
we're in the
giggle, right?
troposphere. We're not in
Yeah.
the tropopause or anything in the stratosphere at
Yeah.
this point in time.
Yeah, you're not going to get in trouble.
The recoveries on this, you've also got we talked about the motor retention here. You also have a motor block back here, because if you don't have a motor block, when the engine fires, it's going to come out the top.
Right.
So you got a
yeah.
block in there, and then this keeps it in place when you on the ejection charge.
Okay.
Recovery systems are they can be parachutes, they can be streamers. This one here is a itty bitty parachute.
Okay.
It's a 9-inch parachute right there.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that one, and then this is a Kevlar shock cord on this, which is pretty darn robust.
Yeah. Because Bill was saying that some of them do rubber bands, but over time,
I'll
rubber
show you,
bands
if you wanna
are
pull
going to dry rot. They're going to break, whereas your Kevlar is
Like-
going to hold up.
Like this one here, this is old,
Yeah.
and this is before I upgraded stuff. So here we got the rubber band, for lack of a better term.
Right.
You know, anybody that shoots knows that black powder is corrosive. So I mean,
Right.
you keep at some point this is going to screw up. It's going
Yeah.
to break.
Yeah.
The parachutes usually come with Estes, and the lower powered ones are often plastic, which is fine. But I can guarantee you'll burn a lot of them up before it's all over with. You've got to use what they call chute wadding, which is this stuff, which is kind of fire resistant, and you pack that lightly into the rocket, and this protects the parachute from the ejection charge.
Okay.
A little higher quality stuff you get into, and you got this.
It's like a material.
Yeah, no max, no mox. I can't remember exactly, but this is what you use, and this protects the parachute.
So you wad that down in
You
there.
wad that up down
Okay.
in there, and
All
so and this is the Kevlar, which has also got tangled up today.
Yeah.
So what I've done on some, and this is not something I'm not smart enough to come up with this on my own. Looking at other builders, but like here on this one, we've got the rubber band. However, what I've done is attach using Kevlar to the inside of the rocket frame.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'll attach this to the Kevlar. So if this falls apart, no big deal. You just take it off of here and replace it. That's all.
Yeah. It's pretty foolproof.
Yeah. So I mean, this is, and some of these are attached. Estes does a lot of this. You attach it inside, just inside here.
Yeah.
The more high-powered jobs, or more expensive rockets oftentimes will have it down here in the engine mount, so
Okay.
that gives it a lot more stability.
I think someone had asked a question. Here it is. At what point altitude do you have to contact the FAA? Over 400 feet? Question mark.
Typically, yeah, we're far enough out. There is, when you start flying the high-powered stuff, which there is a group, Bayboro, I think it is, here. They fly during the winter in Bayboro, and they go to Raleigh during the summer. They've got a notice to airmen, I think, is to 14,000 feet. Now, they're flying high-powered stuff.
Okay.
So you got to be careful. Man, our field is outside of the 5-mile radius of the airport.
Okay.
But you still got to watch what you do there.
Yeah, and we are an AMA sanctioned field, so that does, I guess, make some difference.
But you still got to watch what you're doing. I mean,
Oh yeah, definitely. So let's see. We're just going to show you a few, and I'll show you the latest one we've been working on. That is the fiberglass. That's really nice. Bill brought it over last weekend. He had just kind of built it by putting it together using certain types of epoxies, right? Yeah. And then you got to sand things down, things like that. And once you do that, then you want to, you can paint it or however you want to do it. So he brought it over here, and I actually painted it for him and got it decaled all up. And he can break that out now and check it out and let you guys see that one. Just pull straight up on it. It should come up.
All right, so there's the...
Yeah, and this one right here, guys, now, it takes 3 of the C motors. As you can see, that's that. So you put 3 of those in there. And this one, I'll get it up close for you. Like I said, just painted it this past weekend.
Yep.
And did all the decals on it, which these are actually, the decals are actually a metallic silver. So they're really cool. Turn it this way so you can see the fins on it. This is probably, 2 foot, wouldn't you say? And it's got a big parachute, guys. This one's got a 36-inch parachute.
You want to pull it, you want.
And it's beautiful. And like I said, I can't wait to see this one made. And it ought to be awesome and really get up there having the 3 motors. And this one was what price point?
I got the upgraded recovery system, which is the parachute and Kevlar core. I think with shipping was about $150.
Okay, so something like this one, guys, that you can build, you can paint it, you can customize it, whatever you want to do. This is fiberglass, as I said, guys, and it's like I said, I did the paint work on it, polyacrylic that over the decals, so they're not coming off. You're looking at $150 roughly, give or take, depending on what upgrades you do to it, just like with your planes and things like that. So again, you're getting into your fiberglass versus your cardboard, and it's going to hold up even better as far as, if you have any mishaps, it hits the ground, things like that. Condensation in the air is sleeker. It's going to probably get on up there. So
it's heavier though.
It's going to be heavier, but having 3 motors, it's going to get on up there too.
This is from what's called Mach 1 rocketry. So this is the guys that I got that one and this one Mach 1 rocketry, and they don't do any of the cardboard. They're doing all fiberglass.
Fiberglass,
and the
man.
quality is really really
it's
good.
like composite jets versus
man,
foam jets. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
And then I'll show you 2, guys. Let me sit this one back up here.
Got that one.
And let's see how that happens up here. Bring this one back in here. All right, and this is one.
Just built that.
He just built this one too, guys. Now this one is cardboard, but it has got the detail and it's sweet. Okay, so I'm gonna fly you in here for a fly in on this one. Kind of like this is like some Klingon stuff or something here, man. But isn't that cool? I mean, look at the details. I mean, decals, everything. And that's what you have to do, that work yourself now. You have to put all those on. So you do get a model with these as well. He has not flown this one yet.
Yeah.
This one is a C or a D?
D.
This one's a D, so she ought to get on up there too. But yeah, then what's the price point on something like this one?
I could tell you on 2000.
Okay, he's actually got a calendar.
I got the old,
Not a calendar, a catalog.
Let's see, that one was $34.99.
$34.99. So see, guys, again, right here, and again, that's why I say we went from 34 to 150, but you're talking cardboard, fiberglass, and roughly this one might be just a hair longer, but again, you're getting what you paid for because you are getting fiberglass with the other model.
And building's another thing that I've had to work on is cardboard, balsa wood, fiberglass. You've got to prep the fiberglass.
Yeah.
You've got to store the fiberglass. You've got to rough it up so that the epoxies, the adhesives have something to stick to, because if not, that can get ugly when they launch.
Well, and that's why I say, it's one of those things where it depends on how much work you want to put into something. Just like an airplane, if you get into balsa planes, you put more work into it. If you get into the fiberglass planes, you've got to do a little more sanding with a Dremel, sandpaper, things like that to get it really nice and smooth. So, again, it just depends on what you want to put into it. Now, if you just want to start out, get you something inexpensive, like this model right here, like we showed you a few minutes ago, just kind of stick that. This is, you're talking inexpensive, and you can get into it. Build you a little stand like this, you're up and flying in no time, man. So let's see. I got to show you this one. This one right here. Let's go. This one's cool.
That's an Estes. This is the space. This is their version of the space shuttle.
Is this not cool, guys? Check this one out. Look at this. You got to dig this one, right? This comes off. Okay, not in flight. You take it off, of course, before. But I mean, look at that thing there, man. I mean, is that not cool?
Technically, with that, there's some YouTube videos on that one too. It goes exactly like that at launch.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, that stays on there at launch.
Oh, wow. So actually, guys, this would stay on here.
At apogee, once you burn out, chute deployment, that falls off.
Oh, wow.
Chute comes out, and then that glides back. So you had to go ahead and balance that for.
Oh, cool.
To make sure
now I noticed it's got like ailerons.
Well, exactly. So it does one of these little kind of.
Okay, yeah. So it'll come down like a paper airplane.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly. But that's
wow.
That separates.
That's pretty cool. I thought you took that off before, man.
No, the whole thing goes up.
That's nice looking. And what's the price on this one? Something like this?
I can't. That was probably $30-some from one of the things I think.
Man, that's pretty cool, guys. Right now, he painted this one. He weathered some things, did all the decal work. So you do have some things with these that you can do, and especially on a cold day.
I mean, you can do the big thing with that rocket was building that shuttle. That shuttle, my vocabulary increased significantly when I was doing that one. That required a jig. The same thing with that other one that Jeff showed earlier. That required a jig as well.
Yeah.
Then you can do some scale stuff. Estes, I'm sure some of the other guys have got scale, and this is talking about. Someone talked about having Saturn V earlier.
Yeah, this one's cool here.
This is the Mercury Redstone.
Yeah, check that one out, guys.
So
isn't that cool? Look at that.
Problem with flying that, the tower, or just my building skills, but the tower is real fragile. I've got another one, and basically I fly it without the tower because I broke the tower off, and it looks really ratty.
Yeah. EQ said $30. What? I was like, yeah, man. I mean, that's why I say some of these are not badly priced at all, man. And you get to do some modeling and some decals and some paint work if you choose. Just depends on what you want to do and how much time you want to put into it. But I mean, these are really cool, and I mean, I think they look great falling out of the sky with a parachute and everything.
Yeah,
man.
that's pretty cool about that.
It does look cool, and check out the detail on the tower. I mean, that's really cool.
Itself, yeah.
That almost looks like 3D printed. It looks really nice. So for you guys out there that are 3D printing, this is stuff you could easily do right here. Yeah.
Which would be pretty cool because you make the whole thing in one piece would be really cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that would be nice.
And that's balsa wood and cardboard.
Yeah.
And then plastic, obviously, for the capsule and the tower.
Yep. Get that. We're going to see there. Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. Make it RC, Craig said. Yeah.
Well,
that'd be cool.
There was on YouTube, I saw somebody did something with the shuttle, and the outcome was ugly.
Oh.
And I don't know whether it was too much weight, the CG was off with it or whatever, but it didn't turn out well.
All right, so here's your one, guys. It's really cool. This looks like an F-104, doesn't it? Is that not something like futuristic Star Wars? I mean,
That's a DE version. They, back in the 70s when I started out as a kid doing this stuff, that was probably my favorite rocket. And Estes went out with it, then they came back with it. They came out with the smaller one, and they got this one here, and I had to have both.
I mean, but, look at the detail.
Putting these decals on took a long time.
But it's just really cool. I love all the detail and everything in it. Roy said, "Send it." Well, see, we've got this one here, okay, and then we've got
Mini me.
this is the mini version. So again, price point, big versus small. What are we looking at?
That one.
This one.
No, I can't remember what. I've had that a long time. I can
Okay.
tell you that one I bought when I was on a flight to Des Moines, Iowa, at the hobby shop up there. It was a really cool place.
Yeah,
And anyway, that was $29.99 or something or other. I think that was for that.
$29.99 right there, guys. Cool.
And again, you can upgrade. You can get the fabric parachutes versus the plastic. And again, you can use Kevlar for the shock cord.
Yeah.
The one thing with the shock cord, I will say, is you need to be careful with. The Kevlar is very, very strong. And the first time I used Kevlar strictly on a rocket,
Yeah.
it wasn't long enough. And when the ejection charge popped, it ripped the capsule, the plastic part off. So the capsule came down fine, and the other part did a tumbling, whatever. So yeah, that was the. So always make sure you use a lot of Kevlar. Where it's supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, again, guys, you see, and this is just, he's got more of these, but I mean, you can get into this just like airplanes. Yeah, we're going to show you this one too. Here, slide this one off. You got everything? Yeah, I got it. All right. Again, check this one out. Coming at the camera. All right, looks like a goose right there.
Yeah, it
doesn't
does.
it? Coming by. Isn't that cool?
It took a while to build. That one there was a little bit of. Now, most of the wood on there is laser cuts. I mean, it's not like some of the other kits, though. You have to actually put the templates on there and have to do it yourself. But these are laser cut, and usually you wind up. All I'll use is I try to seal it by use the wood filler, and then sand it, filler, sand it to give it a more laminar flow.
Jado, your AL-37, those rocket motors. Yeah, right. Hey, yeah, man. Yeah, Mickey, we'll cram some of these damn rocket motors in there.
Use the
See
Jado.
what she'll do. Here, how's that? Where's the
It
hole
goes
for
on
that?
there. There's should be two of them. Goes into
You got it.
down that way.
Missed it. In the hole. In the hole. Damn, how many does it take to get it in the hole?
It's got to want to go in the hole.
Exactly. There
We got it.
Cool,
There
got
you
it.
go. Boom. All right.
Now, okay, so that was on the launch pad now. So, I mean, basically, guys, again, you can get into this, pretty inexpensively, or you can be like airplanes and put in it, get into it and put as much as you want it, because some of these rockets, some of them are going up into the thousands of dollars.
Oh, absolutely. And some of them, in terms of launches, will be just a phenomenal amount of money when you're.
Yeah.
Again, that's the level when you get into level 3, and that's hardcore stuff. Again, but when you get to, I think you can go up to G. You can buy at the store if they have it.
Yeah.
H on requires certifications, and you get level 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So 1 is pretty simple. You launch it, come back. It's got to be in one piece, and it's usually a higher power motor. But once you get into the 2s and 3s, again, there's a written test, and you have to be a member of either the National Academy or NAR, National Academy of Rocketry, or Tripoli, and both of them are for the high-powered stuff.
Okay.
And so you got to have a mentor, and you got to be signed off.
Somebody asked, Craig Bevan said, are there any glide recovery models?
There are some glide recovery models, and they may even have some in here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there are.
Guys, if I missed your question, ask it again, because
Yeah.
I've been trying to show you all this stuff. Let's see. And if we get some fiery booties and put in these things too, man. Get some.
Let it rip.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
Here's one right there.
Okay.
There's a
Yeah.
glide. And they're
There
also
you go.
and they're also
There.
boosters.
There.
Where you've got a booster rocket. You've got the booster and then the main rocket. And I haven't played the booster stuff yet, but that's another thing you can do as well. The gliders are there. Apogee, I believe, has got some gliders.
Okay, so Ray, you've got a RC version rocket. What have you got? You said you got to show him my RC version.
Cool.
What's a rocket engine like? What is burning?
Well,
we showed you. Where's the things at? Right.
Where'd they go?
Where'd they go?
Where'd they all go? Oh, we got both in the rockets.
Oh, okay. Hang on, Roy. I'll show you, man. It almost looks like a little. Remember back in the day we had the M60s and M80s.
Yeah.
This is one right here, Roy. It's a C size, right here, and you have the igniter that we showed earlier. Where you been, man? And it lights this. This is all gunpowder, right?
Basic gunpowder, carbon, and sulfur.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And it's what gives you the propulsion when it takes off.
Again, you got a nozzle. If you look at the end here, so it comes out the nozzle. It's a clay nozzle. You also have clay on the other side here, which also pops out with the ejection charge.
Okay.
These things they're sensitive to temperature changes, and they're also sensitive to if you drop them, you can crack them.
Okay.
So that's
All right. So
where these guys, the composites, they're a lot more.
Okay.
They're a lot
Yeah,
stronger.
this is a different type, Roy.
Yeah.
This is more of a composite type here.
Yeah, and it's a
see
little bit
that.
more of a push on the igniter as well.
Yeah, it looks like it would give a little more power,
It doesn't
too.
smell as good as these, though.
Really? It doesn't smell as good.
It smells good.
Lord. Let's see. Says the Snow Valley said it doesn't look like rocketry has changed at all since I was a Cub Scout 50 years ago. It probably hasn't as far as how it's done. As far as the models that are out there, yeah, they've changed considerably just from what I see with some of Bill's collection here. And like I said, this is he's got more than this, but and you can get into it as extensively as you want to as far as your wallet, kind of like what airplanes snow. That's what we were saying a while ago. So
the high-powered stuff is this is what they call pop at the top. Mm-hmm. So you've got everything's contained in the rocket motor. At the end, the ejection charge kicks it out. Off you go.
right.
On the high-powered stuff, you have what's called dual deployment, which usually have electronics in there. You have altimeters, oftentimes dual altimeters, and you have a drogue chute as well. Because if you figure, if you're you've got to think about winds aloft. I mean, you could have zero winds on the surface, and at 10,000 feet, you could have them honking at 50 miles an hour. So if you had a rocket that went to 25,000 feet, and you had a normal deployment like you would at pop at the top, good luck finding the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's down the road. So the drogue will pop out at a certain set altitude, and then you'll have the main deploy, you might say 800 feet or something or other. So when it's falling under the drogue, the rate of descent is quite high.
Okay.
I mean, you'd hurt something or other if it hit. But once, again, you have it with the altimeter set, so it pops, and using black powder on those things, and also matchless igniters, which you can use them over and over again.
Yeah.
So that it's therefore it separates. You've got the drogue, and then you've got the main.
Mickey was asking what kind of thrust do the C motors create, and how long is the burn?
They're like seconds in terms of the burn. It's not real long. I can't remember what the total thrust is on that. I mean, again, if you take X number of newtons, 1 pound equals 4.45 newtons.
Okay.
So there's a chart.
Yeah. Y'all got that right.
Got that. So
fig newtons. I know he ain't talking about fig newtons.
That's right. Sorry, remember, I got a fig newton.
Oh Lord. But yeah, I mean, so again, guys, if you haven't ever done this, and you start out small with a small rocket, it's going to probably spark your interest to make you want to get a kit, build something, and move up in it. But it's a way that if you don't want to go out and fly, or you want to do something different, or you want to include something in with your flying, this is a way that you can do it, not spend a ton of money, and still have a great time and still be flying. You don't have to have a radio. You don't have to have a receiver. Somebody said a while ago that you should take the shuttle and put electronics in it.
There was a guy that did that. It was on YouTube. Like I said, the outcome was not good. And I don't know
really?
whether the center of gravity was off on the shuttle or something, but anyway, it didn't.
It bit the dust anyway, so yeah.
Put a lot of effort into it. It didn't work out real well.
Yeah, so let's see. My man, let's see. Mean Machine, 6 foot. Made by Estes. Okay.
The V machine, that goes way back.
Yeah.
I have to look in. I'm not even sure if they still make them anymore. They may, but that was a long rocket.
That was Brian Chambers. He was
Gotcha.
saying that. Yeah. Brian's a pretty nice guy too. He's always in the show. I'm sure you're cold where you are, man. Thank you for coming by tonight, man. I appreciate it very much. C motor, somebody said about 1.8 seconds.
Is that what that 1.8?
Yeah.
It's quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and but I tell you what, in that time, she's getting out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen it done. So, they get up fast. Ray said Ultra Z 64 millimeter with 2 C motors for boosters.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
The booster motors don't have ejection charges. They've got enough. They've got the juice to ignite the second motors.
Okay.
Second motor.
Okay.
There are some of the guys that have built the bigger gliders. Like there's another one called the Orbital Transporter, which is another Estes rocket. I've got that one. That's little C. I've seen them do the large versions of that.
Yeah.
And they've got the RC stuff hooked up on the glider, so when it comes off the rocket, they glide it down.
Let's see. Do they still sell these at Walmart?
I don't know. I'm trying to go to Walmart.
I don't know.
Rumor has it they were going to try to do that. And again, I don't know if that's fact or not.
Well, does the Hobby Lobby?
Hobby Lobby's got, and that's
Yeah.
where we're getting some of the motors. Because the other problem you run into, if you have to order some of this stuff, then you get into the hazardous shipping
Yeah.
cost.
Yeah,
and
I can
stuff.
see
so
that too.
becomes a potential issue.
Yeah. What's up, Nate? How you doing, man? Thanks for coming by tonight. Somebody said they look like small powered units. I'd expect them to be larger, as in a solid fuel core rocket.
Yeah, but they're still. I mean, again, you start getting in a lot of that stuff, the price goes up.
Yeah,
So
that's the thing, Gus. Your price, you can get them. I mean, but your price is going to get on up there. It's kind of like comparing a battery powered jet to a real turbine. You know what I mean?
I mean, you can go into reloads, and I mean that's cool stuff, but that's a lot more work to it.
Yeah. Let's see. George Watch said, Roach, I don't know about Wally World, but you can get them at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah,
Small
Hobby Lobby.
ones. Yeah.
We've got some of these some of these motors have come from Hobby Lobby.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, I know Hangar 18 in Raleigh sells some of the rockets, and I'm sure that Tim over at Raleigh Hobby probably sells them as well in North Carolina, because it is a pretty popular thing around here as well. So let's see. No, Hobby Lobby sells a few. Yeah, Robin's chiming in there. Roach said, I'm talking small entry level. Probably. Yeah, Walmart may have something like that. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure Hobby Lobby does.
They may have some water rockets that
you
pump them up with water and pop them.
exactly.
That might be something that Walmart's got.
That's
I don't
right.
know.
That's right. Just finished my QF4 repaint. Looks awesome with a bright red paint. I bet so, man.
Cool.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you, talking about your A6. What's the jet you've been trying to get up in the air again?
The A6 Intruder.
Yeah, A6. Nate flies a mean A6.
Really?
Yeah. If you check him out on YouTube, him and Guniak fly a lot together out in California. But Nate, when we set his A6 up, man, the day that he got it all set up, and they tried to get it made and everything, it just did some stupid stuff, man. It just didn't seem to fly right. So we're going to try to go at it again, man, and see if we can't get this thing going.
Change the receiver on it and see if that has something to do with it. But it was not a pleasant experience.
No one was looking at the rocket motors once, but I didn't know what I was looking at. Oh, okay. Hobby Lobby has entry level. They have the launchers too.
Yeah, they've got the little plastic. They're kind of cool.
Let's see. Ron said the motor reload for my level 3 rocket was going to cost in excess of $500. I no longer do high power rockets. Yeah, that's a little costly, especially if that's for one time.
I mean, and again, they go bigger than that. So I mean, you're talking about M Motors. I mean, these guys. It's kind of cool if you watch. I think it's Discovery Channel. Yeah. They do a lot out in Nevada.
Okay.
California and the snowflakes don't allow to. You're limited on what you can do there. Nevada, you can go pretty much as long as you got the NOTAMs. And I mean, they fly all kinds of stuff. And just for jokes, I've seen them put up outhouses, Christmas trees, and a few other little goodies as well. So.
Well, I don't know. Somebody said it sounds like for under $100 you could have some fun.
Easily.
You can have some good fun for under $100. And if it sparks your interest and you really like it, then, like I said, this nice fiberglass one sitting right here was $150, and it's got a nice, the parachute is really nice, 36-inch big, and it's not plastic. It's a, what's the parachute made out of? Gosh, what is it? A nylon?
It's a nylon.
Yeah, nylon parachute.
Same thing as this one that was in here.
Yeah, really nice chute. It's got the cord in it is Kevlar. It holds 3 C motors.
So that's so that would be $10 to $12 on the launch.
Yeah,
So maybe look. So with 3 of them, you're going to have $10 to $12
right
on launch
per launch
versus $3 per launch.
Right. Yeah. So again, it's what you want to put into it and what you want to do with it. So let's see. It just depends on what your budget is. But yeah, you can have some fun for under $100.
And space too. One of my rockets was last year. Everything was fine. Took off. Winds were a little more blowing aloft, and it became a Christmas ornament on a tree.
On a tree. Yeah, you got to watch your winds aloft.
Yeah, that was all she wrote.
Ron said Airfest is a place to go see the high-power rockets fly in Kansas.
Okay. Yes,
All
they
right,
do.
cool.
Kansas has got that. They sure do. Yeah.
Okay. Rich M said look for LDRS on YouTube.
It's large, dangerous rocket ships.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I've looked a lot of stuff on YouTube with that one. Those guys. It looks like most of those flying. It looks like they do in the fall and the winter at some of the farmer fields.
Yeah.
So they have plenty of room. It's kind of what these guys are doing down in Bayville.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So you got.
Hey, if you got any links for it, Rich, drop a link in here, man. Some of these guys may want to check it out. Because again, every time I watch Bill do this, I get more and more intrigued by it, guys, and that's another reason why I've got him in here tonight too. Because in building this last one that we just painted and everything, it's just sparking more of my interest as to how they look and what they can do. So yeah, so I figured I'd bring you guys something a little different tonight and let you see what you were thinking, and show you that you don't have to spend $400, $500, $600 on an airplane to get out and shoot something up in the air and have a good time and see if you can make it land as close to a target as you want it to. Because I watched Bill fly his out at our club, and he can just about predict where it's going to land depending on winds and things like that, and it's pretty impressive, especially if you have a target on the ground and you can launch that rocket from over here somewhere and make that rocket land in a certain designated area. It's pretty impressive because, these things go so high, they're almost, where they're like our planes, they go out of sight practically until they blow the chute out. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. What's up, Paul? How you doing, man? So if you guys got any questions, drop them in here because we're getting ready to let Bill get up out of here. He's got to get back home, get to work, and it's cold here tonight. It's about 28 degrees. Actually, it's 29 right now. So, yeah, it's a heat wave. Hey, compared to some of you guys, it is a heat wave. But yeah, if you got any questions, drop them in here. Let's see, just use Airfest 21 in the search engine. Okay, Airfest 21. So you guys remember that. Check out some rockets flying. Short rocket plane video. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate you dropping that in here, man. Let's see. Trying to see if you guys have written anything I need to ask questions or anything like that. Let's see, Jeff Mike says I confirm what I've been saying. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, so there are some at Walmart. There you go. So there's some intermediate, entry level.
Probably intro stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With the intro stuff, the big thing, the expendable things are going to be the motors.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
the biggest thing you got to be able to find and get your hands on with the motors. EQ said, thank you, Bill. He's enjoyed it. Yeah. Well, that's what I say, guys. I hope y'all have had fun tonight. It's been something different. Just bringing you some cool stuff. Like I said, these rockets, as you can see sitting all around me, there's a lot of variations. There's small ones, big ones, medium size, and you can go on up into hundreds or thousands of dollars in this hobby if you really like it. So, like I said, it's a matter of, just like airplanes or anything for that matter, it's what you want to put into it. But right now, people after Christmas trying to watch their money, with everything being so expensive these days, you can get outside and fly something and have a good time with it, and it'll come back down if you do it right, and you can do it over and over and over again. And they say that with airplanes too, but
yeah, right.
Let's see. Paul McNeil says, I have big 3-stage rockets, one-way tour. Oh, I have to spend my money on foam. Yeah, I hear you, Paul. We all do too, buddy. Great Reckham Roy said, great collection of rockets. Thank you, Roy. I appreciate it, man. What kind of jets does Bill fly? You talking about real or artificial? As far as artificial, I can answer that for him. We fly just about the same stuff. F4s. What else? You got an A6. And he's in the scale flight too. He's got an L39.
Yeah, it's good flying airplane.
Flies really, really well. He's got the Swiss version of that plane. The T-34 is his. That's above his head. If you guys can see it, the one I recovered. We've yet to get it remade because the wind's been so bad here, and I got to get the decals. The wife's making those. So yeah, we fly a lot of the same stuff. As far as real jets,
Co-pilot on Citation 550.
Citation 550. There you go. And he also owns a Cessna 172. That's his. And we go up flying in that. Matter of fact, if you guys go to my channel, I've got a video of he and I flying about a year ago. And had a really good time as well. So nice airplane. Enjoy going up. And the fact that he teaches it well, it makes me feel a little better about it. Oh, Lord. Let's see. Yeah, this is really awesome. Thank you, Bill and Jeff. Awesome. Great.
Cool.
Appreciate it, man. Glad you guys enjoyed it. And we'll talk more about it, too, especially as we get into some other stuff with it, especially if you guys like it. Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't yet, hit the thumbs up. Let us know you like it. Let us know you enjoyed the show. And leave, like I said, leave some comments and let me know if you guys would like some more information or like to, have any questions you may have. Put them in the comments, and I'll try to get Bill to answer them. And that way, if you've got questions as far as where to get stuff, what to use, I'll help you get an answer for it. And, see what you think. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Yeah, Bill, he's all right, man. He's a good friend. He's a great guest. All right, man. Well, look, guys, we're going to let you guys get out of here and enjoy the rest of your evening. And we're going to get this stuff picked up and get Bill on his way so he can have some time at home. But I appreciate you guys for coming in. And, Bill, anything else you want to add?
I can't think of anything. Think we're getting any questions?
All right.
Let me know.
Well, I appreciate Bill for being here tonight, man, because I told him, I said, I like what you're doing here, man, but I'm still learning and I can't answer questions or I don't know enough about it. So, like I said, let's see. What does JCB ask about storing the motors? Okay, let's see. Where is the question? Let me see if I can find it. I appreciate you asking me. Okay. What do you need to do with storing the motors?
I keep them in the house. I have them in a tackle box, but I keep them where the temperature in the house is constant. Obviously, I don't keep it by a heat source, but keep them constant. You don't want them outside where it gets cold and hot. That, again, it's just not good for the motors. You may wind up having a problem flying them.
Yeah, he's got like a 3-level tackle box that he keeps all of his stuff in for his rocket stuff, like his igniters and his starters and his launch pads. His keys and things like that. So he's got a separate box, kind of like we have for the airplanes. He's got that for his rockets and stuff. So I hope that answered your question, JCB. And appreciate you guys for being on top of the questions and stuff. So again, I thank you guys for coming in and for being a part of the show and supporting Jeff's Custom RC and Flight Club. And like I said, we'll be seeing more of the Gulfstreams and the PJ whatever they're 50s and the P65s, and hopefully they're all coming out, guys. And we'll get to see some cool stuff coming our way. So again, you guys take care, and I will see you next week, same time right here on Flight Club. Have a great week, guys. Be safe. See you.
Bye.